Hey everybody, Small Business Stacey here with another episode of Small Business Marketing Success Interviews. Today, I am so excited for my guest, Dawn Fitchett Fernandes. She actually runs two businesses, which I find very inspirational, and she's going to be sharing with us why your story is your superpower. Hi, I'm Small Business Stacey.
I'm Digital Dave.
Where marketing
Meets technology.
Welcome to the show, Dawn.
Hey, thank you, Stacey. Thank you for having me on here. And hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. So as you know, Dawn, my community tends to be small business owners. They sometimes feel like they're struggling with just one business, but you have two. So give us sort of the background. Who are you? Where did you come from? Did you grow up always wanting to be an entrepreneur? And how did you get to where you are today?
Oh, boy, Stacey, it's a long story, but I will put it very briefly. I did not want to become an entrepreneur. I've always been a workapreneur. And I was always the manager of large printing departments, the pre-press with the big, cameras and light tables. And then 2007, the economy hit and I lost my job. And printing was really hard hit. So I was on unemployment for about 2 years and 3 months, and I had 60 days left. And I had a girlfriend who owned a salon in our town. And we saw a lot of our business friends were going out of business. It was just hard hit. And so she was suggested that we do kind of like a welcome wagon on steroids, our own Celebrate Our Town, where we bring gifts and gift certificates to the high-end homeowners that were moving in. So we started in 3 territories, and in 60 days, the business was a success. We help small businesses bring in these high-end people who have the money to infuse into the community. And I also included for free the nonprofits and the churches, but the nonprofits with their list of needs. So now when people are unpacking, they can help the community. And also community information, the bike trails, the dog parks, and etc. And letter from the mayor saying, hey, welcome, and things like that. So it was all about community and helping small businesses. I did not, like I said, I wasn't thinking about being an entrepreneur, but my heart went out to these small businesses and watching everyone struggle. And you got to remember, at that time, the real estate market probably was at the worst. Buying confidence was at the worst. So who better than people who had credit and had money than to, market to? So it went on. It was a huge success from day one. I mean, huge. We had 3 territories, and it's still going to this day, gangbusters. But what was great about that is I was delivering a basket, beautiful home. Lady comes running down the stairs as I'm going over my spiel over all the different businesses, and she's like, I'm his sister, and I want to do this where I live. So she pushed me to write the program, and so I wrote the entire program. Talked to business consultants and my attorney and stuff like that. And I started in 2011, the end of 2011, started selling dealerships with exclusive territory worldwide. And I'm now in 34 states, going to my 35th state, all over Canada and all over Australia. So it's been a real blessing because we really do help the small businesses, and it's all about community. It's all about helping your small businesses, your nonprofits, and your local community come together through these new homeowners. And it's been a win-win for everyone. I just love the program. And like I said, I was in printing. So I don't know, when I was on unemployment, I never even thought of working for myself. I didn't. So I was just like with 20,000 resumes, and I couldn't find a job. And the day before I lost my job, I was diagnosed with terminal brain tumor. And just 10 years prior to that, I had learned how to walk and talk again. Tenacity. You got to be tenacious. But I literally, been healed and just kept going. And it's been just, my biggest thing is, you're blessed to be a blessing. And I love blessing small businesses. And whether, I have a printing company, because then that started too. And I've been in printing for goodness, my age is going to be showing almost 40 years. So, and I love printing. It's in my DNA for sure. But I absolutely love helping small businesses, whether it's standing out, and looking just above everything else, all the noise, so that they really can shine. And then also with Celebrate Home, I love training the new entrepreneurs, because I tell them it's all about heart. And actually, I interview them before they can buy. And I've said no to many people who wanted it just to be about money. Yeah, you can make great money, but it's not about the money. It's about the heart. You have to have a heart for your community. If you don't, I'm not going to sell it. Because it's just, then it's sleazy.
Well, what an amazing backstory. So I'm really interested in your backstory, because you were on unemployment, as you said. You never woke up one day saying, I want to be a business owner, right? Do you
Right.
think that's what's given you the inspiration to not only open one, but two businesses today?
Well, if it wasn't for being kicked in the teeth, and
Yeah.
I was a single mother with a mortgage that my unemployment wasn't even half of my mortgage for over 2 years. Okay. And my daughter was a, very active teenager, and I lived out in the buku country. I mean, everything was far away. So I really it was either sink or swim. So for me, when I started that business and then became comfortable being an entrepreneur, I was so scared, Tracy, starting a business, because I had never been in sales a day in my life. Okay. So what was the kicker for me is I was reading Brian Tracy's Zig Ziglar, but I went out there, and what I found is it was all about heart. I cared about them. I didn't have to, if I had to do sales for something else where you had to do all these classes, I would fail flat on my face. But because I really cared, people don't care to know how much you know till you know how much you care. And because I cared and I did what I said I would do with excellence, I was able to help them, and we were signing 60 businesses in 60 days. And that was, a lot of them were in triple contracts, because our service contractors went in all 3 territories. People saw the vision. I wrote the whole program. I absolutely loved it, because it's not only helping new homeowners, come and get to know their community, but now they're coming in with doorbuster prizes, like presents, because they give gifts and gift certificates in our basket, our community gift basket. It's all about community. And so, like, for instance, our bowling alley for the family, they give them, bowling for 6 with shoes, a large pitcher of soda, and a pizza. That's to get them in to come check them out. And we interview these businesses before we go in to make sure they're a good fit for our community basket as well. And like our butcher gives 2 garlic and crusted prime ribs with 2 twice baked potatoes. I mean, and prime rib dinners, and free pizzas, free oil changes, free golfing, free haircuts, free manicures. These are doorbusters. These aren't something you would find anywhere else, And so that was what the hit is. And then I delivered for 5 years. I absolutely loved delivering. I loved talking to the new homeowners. I'd have dinner with them. I'd play charades with them. I just had a blast, I'd have a drink with them. In fact, they still contact me sometimes too. Like, hey, let's get out sometime. It's been a while now with quarantine, but yeah. So, it's all about community and caring for each other. And that's why I teach my new entrepreneurs that, not to do crazy things like me, like, playing charades at Christmas parties and stuff. But that's a little over the top, but I'm over the top, and that's okay. But it's just, you have to have heart, and literally my first quarter in taxes, that when we started our local business, our accountant was seeing nothing but negative and sad stories. And she's like, what are you doing? And it's just like, we care. That's all. We're really trying to help. And that's why I said it's a great business, to make money, but it's better to me knowing that I'm helping other communities. And I want to, really nurture that with my dealers that start this business. And I just tell them, you got to be honest, say what you're going to do, what's on that contract, you do it, and you do it with heart. Otherwise, don't buy it. I'm very, very straight to the bush.
Good, because caring It's the most inexpensive marketing strategy that anybody can use. I have a saying that customers refund transactions, but they never refund relationships.
Right.
Customers refund transactions, they will never refund relationships. So you have built your whole business around doing what you love what you do, and just genuinely caring. And I know that one of the platforms that you're big on is Alignable. Talk a little bit about that, what it is, in case some of our viewers and listeners don't know what that is, and how you're using it in your business.
Okay, so I use it for faith graphics because I really didn't think Celebrate Home was a great fit, but boy, was I wrong. But I cross-post on my faith graphics, printing you can trust. So Alignable is a business-to-business social networking. It's awesome. There's over 5 million small businesses on this network. I've been on it for a little over 2 years, and I have more than tripled my business in printing. And it wasn't because I'm not salesy. I never ask for recommendations. I'm there helping people. I'm giving value. I care about people. There's some people really hurting, and if you don't care, it's going to show in your business. I'm sorry. So I mean, I love the platform because I find it to be very unique, authentic, genuine people. I could never talk to business owners like on this magnitude, in my streets, but I can on here and really get to know them, and then be able to help them too, which is great. So I've sold a lot of dealerships on Alignable, which really shocked me because it's business to business, whereas it's more business to consumer. But Alignable has been amazing. I just got my over 1,000 recommendations 2 days ago.
Wow.
No, it's humbling when I open that up, and then for me, I'm all about doing business right. And that means, treating people the way you want to be treated. So, with recommendations, I read their Alignable profile, their Facebook, their website, so I can get to know them if I haven't talked to them. I want to be authentic. And that's what I think what really helps with me is just, I put my heart into it, and I think in anything in life, if you want something bad enough, you just put your heart into it and you care about people, and it always returns, it definitely always returns. But I love Alignable. I'm like their poster child for yay, Alignable,
I see you everywhere on there.
Yeah, I'm always telling them, I'm your cheerleader. I'm your biggest cheerleader. So, and they're great people because I've worked with them when, for a while there, because I really work it. They're like, hey, they notice she really works this. So I let them know this doesn't work. This would be great. That would be great. They are the most awesome people to work with because they listen, they care, and they're funny. They call me and they're hilarious.
So what's your number one secret Alignable strategy?
Oh boy, I have so many, but what I do give is like your profile, number one, that is number one. You have to fill out that profile, put your tags on there, your everything. So people know nothing worse than someone that recommends me and they don't have a website, a Facebook, they have nothing on their profile. What the heck am I supposed to say? I mean, really. So
it's like going out naked, right?
Yes, well, that is. It's totally. I mean, are you not on there to do business? I mean, I seriously, that's my pet peeve. So I will Google their company to find information. I'm a researcher. I don't let things go that easy. Perfectionist. Okay, better word for perfectionist. But your profile is huge. Also having a nice letter that's not salesy, but telling them what you can do and how can I help you. But I also add value. I wrote a lot of articles on Alignable on how to be successful on Alignable. So I send those links. And if you need any help in that area, I help a lot of people. They ask a lot of crazy questions and I love to answer crazy questions. So, I do. It does take up a lot of my day, probably an hour a day in Alignable because I have over 50 messages and good Lord, so many other things and recommendations. So I don't mind, because it's brought in a lot of business and I generally care about people, so, and even the ones that are not so nice, I care about them, so, and I usually turn them around, so.
I bet you do. Maybe that'll be your next business.
I have a third one. I didn't tell you, but I've been writing a third business for a couple years, and it's getting a little closer every day, and
I want to know, what is it?
well, it's more on mind, body, spirit, kind of like just mindset, okay, business mindset, and I became a board certified hypnotist last year, only because I love how the mind works.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be doing any, type of appointments or anything, but I want to do digital products. There's so many different components to this business. Knowing thyself with different tests about knowing yourself and knowing others, it's really kind of like all different kinds of intelligence that, for me, mindset and faith is what propelled me to be healed when the doctors told me I would never walk and talk again. They told me I would die. And then for 42 years, I had boils tunnel under my arms, my panty line, and they said it was incurable. Not so, my friend. So nutrition, supplements, everything, mindset, I just never believed them. I just never did. And I went, instead of a Band-Aid, I went and found a cures, and I want people to live their best life. It's never been easy, but I thank God that it's never been. I never stopped.
Wow. You've been through, your story's just so incredible to me, like the ups and downs and what you've learned from it, and you never let it beat you down.
Never.
And let's face it, small business is tough, right? It's not like you just push a button and money shows up in your bank account. What do you want the small business owners to know out there about their story, and that perhaps if they're going through rough times, what can they learn from you that you've been through before?
Well, Stacey, I just won the contest, the small business contest, and it was.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I never wrote about myself. I've always been under the radar, and I never wrote about myself. And I wrote 10,000 words, and I had to shave it down to 500. But my Instagram story really is, don't give up, because sometimes not sometimes, all the times, there are seeds of greater things from things that kick you in the teeth, but you just have to believe that and keep going. Don't stop. Okay. That saying is, if you're going through hell, just keep going. I say, heck no, run. Don't camp there. Don't camp there. Don't believe it. Because had I believed them, I wouldn't be able to walk and talk right now. Seriously, it was that bad where I had learned how to do all that. And they told me I would die, and I'm nowhere near dying. I'm stubborn, and then same thing with the boils for 42 years, incurable. I say, everything, and I love Marie Forleo's book. Everything is figure-outable. Everything is figure-outable. You refuse to believe in the negative, and go towards the positive every day. I mean, I kept saying, listen, I had a single mom. I went through a lot more than even what I told you. I've gone through 100 times worse. But you know what? I've always been positive, and I've always believed that better days were coming. And then at the end there, with my daughter in the house, I had 60 days, girl. I mean, literally 60 days. And just happened because I believed it. I kept saying, I'm healed. I'm not, something good is going to come out of this mess. And every day, 20,000 resumes I sent out to no avail. And back then, 2009, I've been in the field for 30 years, or so. And then I could not get a job in printing for the life of me. And if I did, it was like $10 an hour. I'm like, what are you kidding me? That paid for my light bill, so it was very difficult. So I just, refuse to give up, and you got to refuse to give up. You've got to just keep going and believing that something better is going to happen, but you have to put in the work. I like that. You got to put your overalls on, and you got to keep working. And if you're going left and you should be going right, eventually it's going to pull you to the right again. So, I learned a lot because, in the beginning, that's what's beautiful about our Celebrate Home program is we went through all the pitfalls that you could ever imagine. The worst in the beginning, and it just made it stronger and better and better and better. So I think that I love opportunities are really in our adversity. that's when you really learn. If you get a bad, I've not had this, but if you get a bad recommendation, listen to it, you know, and just listen to the negative, because it's going to teach you how to turn it to the positive, you know. So that's my advice, is just keep going, never give up, you know.
I
Never
agree
ever.
with you. Absolutely, Dawn. Pivot, profit,
Yeah.
prosper. You know a little bit about my backstory, being through 9/11, 2008, in a COVID world. My coffee smoothie catering business completely shut down. And you alluded to sort of what I've learned is that when others zig, I zag, right? And it's about just how can you make lemonade out of lemons? And if you're not going to, then quite honestly, you might not want to look at being a small business owner. But those who do pivot, profit, and prosper, they're going to thrive in this next age. And so, Dawn, you've shown us through multiple situations, unemployment, health situations, mindset, how a small business owner can do that. So kudos and congratulations to you for winning that award as well.
Thank you. Yes,
Let's
I think you know, and it's true though. I'm gonna just say real quick that it's progress, not perfection. That's what I learned in business. It's progress, not perfection. I didn't know about business. And I'm gonna tell you, my websites before it looked atrocious, but you just get better every day. You know, every day. And that's all. That's the whole thing. I keep getting better every day because I'm learning every day. And you can't just go out there and say, oh, hey, small business is no joke. It is hard work, but it's if your heart is into it and you're meant to do it, it's going to be fun, you know. And it's fun for me. I enjoy every part of being my own boss. I like my boss now.
you're the best boss you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
Like,
transition for a few moments into what your Celebrate Home business does, which I find very interesting because you focus on new movers. And this is an interesting niche that many small business owners don't think about. So talk a little bit about the new movers, like what are they looking for when they come into a community? Why a small business owner should think about this as a niche, and how perhaps they could use a service like yours to become front of mind.
yeah, so the new movers, like back in the day, like I said, in 2009, when we started, real estate was at the all-time boom. So, you know, they weren't building, and, you know, really it hit a level like we've never seen, kind of like COVID. I mean, it's just, you know, really hit a level for them. And what was why we wanted to do the new movers is because these people that were moving in, and we're talking a lot of them, we're even talking people who had 10 million summer cottages. I mean, you know, so the high-end movers who had the money to infuse into the community and these small businesses. So that was the premise, is they have money because they have credit, and they can infuse the money into the community. They can help the nonprofits. They can help the community become viable. And it's the community reaching out to this new homeowner. And that's what was really cool. A lot of people have volunteered their time, you know, to different nonprofit organizations. That's the kind of stuff that, see, and people were going to different churches, and, you know, if they wouldn't have not known that, except for these people, well, advertising in our community basket, you know. So the people who advertise in our basket, and we're exclusive with everything except for food and entertainment. So like in our local area, because like I said, I sell dealerships worldwide and teach people how to do what we did, and it's all really put together for you, which is awesome. But what's great about that is that we have lines of people that want to, like, say, the banking area. We've had probably a list of 20 different banks that want to get in there, but we only have one bank, our community bank, you know. So we don't step on toes that way, because we're only going to so many homes each month. We're not going to all of them. The price is very low. You know, for us, it was $150. Who could get that to go into the home, talk word of mouth with, you know, the gifts and gift certificates, and they're all made up as gifts, either in cellophane bags or organza bags, and, you know, giving them to these new homeowners going over quick. They've been here for 80 years, you know, blah, blah, blah. They're giving you a free haircut. I mean, who can get that kind of for $150 a month to do that type of advertising for them, word of mouth in the home with a new homeowner? It's just crazy. It's awesome. So, yeah, I probably didn't answer your question, but go ahead, Stacey.
No, well, the new mover mailing, so to speak, is just a fantastic opportunity because you've got somebody new coming into a community who doesn't, let's say they're looking to get their hair cut. Where do I go to get my hair cut? Who should I do business with? Or I'm looking for a pizza shop. Where do you get a pizza around here? Like they probably don't know the stores, much less the business owners, but they want to support local. They want to support the community that they live in, but they just don't know where or how to start. So you've kind of brought them together. You've brought the new homeowner and the business and provided a vehicle that creates a win-win for everybody.
Yes. And I mean, there's a lot of new mover direct mailing out there. In fact, I got one when I moved out of the community. I got a free haircut and I was so excited. Now you gotta remember, our baskets were worth of $3,000 worth of free gifts and gift certificates for everything. Okay. I mean, we're talking everything. But I was so excited when I got the new mover. It was a free haircut and I called and it was for men only. Well, my husband's bald, so but see, these new mover direct mail, it's like 10% off. It's kind of like stuff you're going to see anywhere. Mm-hmm. These are door busters. These are getting people. Who's going to throw away a free clean and check on your furnace or your air conditioner? I mean, who's going to throw away 18 round of golf with a cart? I mean, really, because we are going to the higher end homeowners who have the money to infuse into the community. We interviewed the small businesses, and make sure that when these people come in, they take care of them well, and so it's a fit. We fit everybody in there to work together to help the small business, to help the whole darn community, because it really does.
I love it. And you alluded to something, I don't know if you realized it or not, but it's an incredible marketing lesson, which is don't be cheap, right? Don't give 10% off. Who cares about 10% off? Wow them, give something away for free, provide value, look at the long-term value of that customer, client, or patient.
Yeah, well, that's what we did. We wanted to be where they couldn't say no, if, I mean, seriously, who's going to say no to a haircut?
Right.
Oil change.
A round of golf? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, these are things we have free nights at themed dog, pet care, where they stay overnight. And I mean, there's just so many cool things. We had over 100 businesses in our baskets, and we even had organic earthworm farms. I mean, just everything. So it's just so cool because we could encompass everything that our community did. I didn't even know there was so many darn businesses until I started going and looking for different businesses. There's just so many, and it was so cool to be able to represent them in the basket. And yes, you do have to. Now, you can't do that on a large scale. A company can't give away free garlic encrusted ribeyes or whatever. You just can't do that. But on a smaller scale, where we're actually going into the house and advertising, word of mouth advertising for them, on a smaller scale, they can do that. Smaller scale with a niche that can afford to come in and buy a lot of steaks, so that's the whole thing. And we couldn't let anybody be cheap. We had a guy that wanted to just give buy one get one off, half off, and we're like, sorry, we don't do that. But we also do free marketing for the whole community for these businesses that come in our basket too. They we make them coupons that go on Facebook, so that people can use their services as well. So it's not just the new homeowners. And then it morphed into having networking with businesses, all the businesses, and it really morphed into a lot of great things, doing videos of different businesses and with telling them about themselves.
Well, Dawn, what an amazing story that you have. I know my community is gonna want to reach out to you to connect with you on Alignable, learn more about who you are, what you do. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your story with my community today. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, thank you, Stacey, for having me. This has been great. My first interview ever. You can reach me at info@celebratehome.biz, and that's celebrate home, no S, just home.biz. Or our website is celebratehome.biz. And my phone number is 262-997-9327. And we're looking for dealers who have a heart. Because now I just wrote an article, because I was went through the Great Recession when this first started this business, and it just exploded. We're now in the coronavirus. This is the best time, and I'm giving 50% off right now too, because I want to help. I mean, I never did this before. I want to help these business, new people that want to start business. So I'm giving 50% off of the kit and the territory, just so that people can go out there and really help their community. It just hit me one day. I'm like, duh, I went through the Great Recession. The coronavirus is no different. Our businesses are going to need the help, period. So, yeah.
Well, Dawn, kudos to you for practicing what you preach. Want to give you an opportunity to kind of leave our small business community with your words of wisdom. What do you want them to take away as their lesson learned today?
Just keep going, just keep pumping and keep learning, keep growing, don't stop growing, and just stay positive. We need some more positivity in this world. And I think especially business owners, because I'm mainly always alone too. So I have to amuse myself, and just keep positive. Just seriously go out there and crush it with your positivity, because it always comes back, always.
All right, you heard it straight from Dawn. Never give up. Always get into action. All right, everybody, reach out to Dawn. You have her contact information. Dawn, great job. I can't believe this was your first interview. Thank you so much. I'm so honored that I got the opportunity to bring you on my show today.
Thank you, Stacey. You are just the best. I love Stacey with everything. She's the greatest. So thank you so much, Stacey. You have a wonderful week.
Thanks. Let me close this out. I'm Small Business Stacey, your small biz marketing specialist, here to help you get your marketing into action and help you become a small biz marketing whiz. Bye, everybody.
This podcast was brought to you by Small Business Stacey, the small biz marketing specialist. Want to know the 6 simple steps that will double, even triple your business in the next 30 days? Go to smallbizmarketingspecialist.com/transform and finally achieve the successful and profitable business you always knew you'd have. That's smallbizmarketingspecialist.com/transform.